My beloved hometown of Asheville and everybody affected by the destruction of Hurricane Helene, the world is grieving with you. We will figure this out somehow, but right now just know we are sending you so much love.
Back here on GMA, actor Bellamy Young from Scandal, yes, who is originally from North Carolina, and Hurricane Helene's destruction cannot be overstated. So many communities, large and small, have been hit by this historic storm and dramatically changed. One of those communities is Spruce Pine, North Carolina, and Morgan Norwood joins us from there now with their stories. Good morning again, Morgan.
Hi, Robin. Good morning to you. We're in hard-hit Spruce Pine, where, of course, they are in crisis mode, and the need is great. No power, no water, food shortages as well. And I want to show you the helpers here. This is a disaster relief center, and it's in a parking lot, and folks here have been working around the clock to make sure that residents here have everything they need. They've got food, supplies, and they've been packing it up. And it's all thanks to one group in particular. It's called Ground Force Humanitarian Aid.
In Mitchell County, North Carolina, hope is alive.
I had no idea that it would be as bad. Yeah. So it's really bad.
You guys are hanging in there, though,
We're
right?
hanging in there. We're okay.
Ground Force Humanitarian Aid, a nonprofit that recruits and deploys volunteers after natural disasters, arriving in Spruce Pine and setting up camp.
Hi. How are you? Good.
Volunteers coming from across the country.
Anything to help someone out and give something that someone else doesn't have just makes my days 10 times better.
Helping to distribute essentials and more to more than 500 cars a day.
We give away non-perishable food, personal hygiene, diapers, important things that people maybe can't buy for lack of funds or even lack of availability.
We need it so bad. We're like way in the woods.
We'll get you guys a generator.
Just north of here, this once lively downtown of Spruce Pine, now demolished by the raging floodwaters.
It rose as high as this water line right here, about 7 feet.
Still without power and water, now with colder weather moving in, the needs are building.
So we're going to look for blankets, propane, fuel, generator, heaters, stuff like that.
The community resilient and thankful.
We are so happy to see all these volunteers here helping us. Thank you so much.
Don't look at the camera, guys.
And so 138 volunteers from all over 7 different states. This is Ground Force Humanitarian Aid, and all of these volunteers, again, continuing to work around the clock. And I've got Rob Godet here. You are the president of this organization. You recruit volunteers from all over the country. You've been to disaster zones everywhere. What does it mean to be here and have these volunteers work in the aftermath of Helene?
You know, it's an honor to be able to come into communities and bring resources into them. We provide these supplemental services to people that are in desperate need. You know, when you don't have power and you don't have water, how do you cook food? Where your refrigerator doesn't work, so all the items in your refrigerator no longer work. We come in and we provide free supplemental services: food, water, diapers, paper products, and care. I mean, honestly, a touching hand is often, sometimes we bring hope to people when we show up in communities.
And we thank you so much for what you're doing. And this morning, we want to give you a little bit of hope as you continue to help others. So are you listening? BJ's Wholesale Club, they are giving you $25,000. $25,000, that is with 3 zeros, so that you can help others.
BJ's Wholesale Club.
Yes.
Thank you, BJ's. That means so much.
How will this help propel your mission forward? I mean, how many more people are you going to be able to help?
We're transitioning from food and water to propane and heaters, and that will help us keep people warm. It's going to be in the 30s here in North Carolina soon, and there's a real risk, you know, humans aren't meant to live in 30-degree weather, and yet homes are damaged. There's holes in homes, and so they're not climate controlled. We can provide heaters, blankets, gloves, scarves. That's an incredible gift that we're going to turn into value that will directly impact individuals' lives.
Well, we are so thankful for what you and Ground Force Humanitarian Aid are doing here on the ground. We thank you to all of the volunteers, and congratulations.
What a surprise.
$25,000.
Thank you so much, BJ's.
Yes.
Thank you. Wow, that's incredible.
Back to you guys.
That is something. I love how Rob said something that we all can give, and that is care. We can all care. Thank you, Morgan. I'm going to bring in Gio as well. He's in Asheville, North Carolina, and you both have been there in those communities for several days now. And these folks, they've been going through so much, more than they could ever have imagined. Gio, let me start with you. What has your experience been like, Gio?
You know, Robin, I've been thinking about how different this hurricane was. You know, I grew up in South Florida, so I saw so many devastating storms. This one is different because we're talking about a community that just didn't know how to prepare, right? Because they didn't expect something like this. And you're talking about landslides and mudslides and all of this flooding that you just can't imagine. And when you see that destruction, you realize this is just so different. And this is a very different type of hurricane. And it's so widespread. That's why so many people need help. But I've got to tell you, when you see all of these people here coming together, we often think that there's so much negativity in the world. And when you come here and you see this is real America. These are Americans coming together. Most Americans in this country are right now, and they are supporting each other through these hard times.
You see the best in humanity. And again, those aerial views really give you a full view of what that region is going through. And Morgan, we know that you were thankfully reunited with your mother, but what has all this experience been for you being from that area?
Yeah, you know, Robin, this truly hits home because I grew up, again, not too far from here. And I think, as Gio mentioned, I mean, I never imagined that something like this would happen so close to home, and seeing folks without power, food, and water. I mean, it can't be overstated that we are very much still in crisis mode. I mean, Western North Carolina, the mountains are what make this region so beautiful. And just to have this small town charm and see all of these folks coming together, we really are truly Southeast strong. And it gives someone like me in North Carolina the hope that we are going to be okay, and that the folks here in this region are going to be rebuild stronger and better.
Yes, they
so
will.
it's just so heartwarming to see. Yeah.
Well, we're glad that you're both there for us and your entire team, the camera crew, sound, drone operator. Please thank them all for showing us and showing America the need and the help that is coming their way. Bless you both. Thank you. And you can learn more about some of the organizations that we are highlighting that are giving back and helping those in need in the Southeast. And all that information is on our website.